If you want to reach your goals, you have to show up every single day. It's as simple as that. You can't wait for the perfect moment or expect success to just fall into your lap. No one else is going to do the work for you, and there's no shortcut to achieving greatness. It's about putting in the effort, pushing through the tough days, and staying focused on what you want. It's about grinding every day, no matter how tired you are or how hard it gets. In this audiobook, we're going to dive into why consistency is everything, and how committing to the grind every day is what truly makes the difference between those who succeed and those who don't. We're talking about real, actionable steps that can help you make progress every single day. This isn't about waiting for a breakthrough or hoping for luck to find you. It's about hard work, persistence, and the small decisions you make each day that move you closer to your dreams. Stick around, because the truth is that if you start grinding today, tomorrow will be better, and the day after that will be even better. Your future success is built on the actions you take right now. Let's talk about how to make sure you're on the right path, so you can start seeing results faster than you ever thought possible. Chapter 1. The hidden power of consistency. Success is not a random event. It's something you create every single day. It's built in the moments you decide to keep going when others are quitting. It's formed in the discipline you build through your habits. The truth is, the path to the life you want, the success you desire, doesn't lie in the big dramatic moves. It lies in the consistent daily grind. It's not the one-time breakthroughs that make a difference. It's the commitment you make today, tomorrow, and every day after that. That's the real secret. It's the hidden power of consistency. Imagine you're in the gym, lifting weights. The first day, you're excited. The second day, you're pushing yourself a bit harder. By the end of the week, you're feeling sore but satisfied. Then the next week, you keep going, even though the soreness hasn't quite worn off. You see, it's not the day you first pick up the dumbbells that matters. It's the hundreds of days you spend coming back to the gym, doing the work, no matter how you feel. Success is no different. The work, the grind happens every day, even when you don't feel like it. Even when you're tired, even when life feels overwhelming. It's those moments, the ones when you keep going, that matter the most. When people talk about success, they often focus on the big moments, the breakthrough, the launch, the result. But success is made in the small, repetitive actions you take when no one is watching. It's about the quiet hours of work, the ones when you're pushing yourself to do just a little more. It's in the daily habits that shape your future. So if you're not seeing the success you want, ask yourself, are you showing up every day? Are you being consistent in your efforts? Because that's the foundation of everything. It's not about doing everything perfectly. It's about doing something, anything, every day. It's about showing up, even when you don't feel like it. That's the power of consistency. What if I told you that the success you want isn't some far-off dream? It's not something you'll achieve after years of waiting for the perfect moment to come. No, your success starts right now, today, with what you choose to do in this very moment. If you're waiting for motivation to hit, you'll be waiting forever. Motivation comes and goes, but consistency is always there. It's that quiet determination to keep going, even when the excitement fades away, that will carry you through to your goals. And the beautiful part of it all is that you're in control. It's your decision to show up, day in and day out, that will make all the difference. Think about the people you admire, the ones who've built successful careers, relationships, or businesses. Did they get there by working hard for a few weeks or a few months? No, They got there because they kept grinding. They did the work when it wasn't glamorous, when it wasn't easy. They showed up every day, whether they felt like it or not, because they understood something that many people miss. The small, consistent actions lead to the big results. The difference between where you are and where you want to be isn't some huge leap. It's the small steps you take every single day that compound over time. Consistency is the quiet hero of success. No one sees it happening in real time. It's the days when you're putting in the work and no one notices. It's the hours you spend practicing, learning, failing, and trying again. But here's the truth: while everyone else is looking for shortcuts, consistency is what makes the difference. It's the key that unlocks the door to success. And the best part, it's not something reserved for the lucky few. It's something you can start right now, regardless of where you are. No matter your age, background, or circumstances, you have the ability to be consistent and make progress, one day at a time. I know consistency isn't always exciting. It's not flashy. It doesn't make headlines or turn heads. But if you want to achieve real success, you need to learn to love the grind. You need to embrace the small daily actions that lead to progress. It's easy to get distracted by the shiny objects, the quick fixes, the new trends, the promises of overnight success. But those are the things that lead to frustration and disappointment. True success comes from doing the boring work, the hard work, the work that others are too impatient to do. And when you commit to that work day after day, you will see results that far exceed what you thought was possible. Consistency isn't about having a perfect day. It's not about being 100% motivated all the time. It's about showing up. It's about doing the work, even when you don't feel like it, even when it's hard, and even when the results aren't immediate. It's about putting in the hours, learning from your mistakes, and continuing to push forward, no matter what. That's where the magic happens. That's where success is built, and that's where you'll find yourself, 5 or 10 years from now, standing in the life you've worked for, surrounded by the results of your consistent efforts. You're probably looking for the big breakthrough, the turning point that will change everything. But here's the thing: that moment will come only if you stay consistent. The breakthrough doesn't happen overnight. It happens after months or even years of showing up, doing the work, and pushing through the tough times. Success is not an event, it's a process. It's the small, everyday actions that add up over time. So don't wait for some big moment to change your life. The change is happening right now. It's happening in the work you're doing today. It's happening in the small, consistent actions that you take, even when no one is watching. Consistency is what separates those who succeed from those who don't. It's easy to get excited at the beginning of something, to dive in full force, but it's the people who keep showing up, long after the excitement fades, that are the ones who succeed. The people who stay consistent, who continue to do the work, are the ones who see the results. And that can be you. If you're willing to commit to the grind, if you're willing to do the work, day after day, even when it feels tough, you will get to where you want to go. It's inevitable. The results will come, but only if you stay consistent. So stop waiting for motivation to strike. Stop looking for the magic formula. The magic is in the consistency. Start showing up every day. Start putting in the work, even when it's hard. And watch as, over time, you start to see the results you've been dreaming of. It might not happen overnight, but it will happen. One step at a time, one day at a time, you will build the success you desire. You just have to keep going. And the more you embrace consistency, the more you'll see that the grind is not just necessary, it's the key to everything you want. So today is the day. Right now is the time to start. Start being consistent in the small things. Show up, do the work. And remember, consistency is what will lead you to where you want to be. Stay committed to the process, and success will follow. Chapter 2. Don't wait for motivation. Create it. You've been told countless times that motivation is the key to success, that it's the spark that will ignite the fire and push you toward your dreams. But here's the reality: motivation is overrated. It's fleeting. It's here one moment, gone the next. You can't rely on it to drive you every single day. If you wait for motivation to push you, you'll be waiting forever. The truth is, motivation doesn't just happen. It's something you create. Every single day, and if you can master the art of creating your own motivation, you'll unlock the true power to get things done, no matter the circumstances. You don't have to wait for that magical moment when everything aligns, when the stars are perfectly positioned and you feel like conquering the world. The world doesn't wait for you to feel motivated. It's moving ahead with or without you. The key isn't waiting for the feeling to come. It's taking action even when you don't feel like it. Action creates momentum, and that momentum fuels motivation. This is how you start to win the day. Every day, you don't wait for motivation to show up on its own. You create it by taking the first step. Even if it's small, the act of moving forward, of showing up, no matter how you feel, is what sparks the fire that carries you through. There's no magic moment when motivation suddenly floods your life. You don't just wake up one day feeling like you're on top of the world, ready to conquer every challenge that comes your way. That's not how it works. Motivation isn't something that just appears out of thin air. It's a product of what you do. If you want to feel motivated, you need to give yourself something to be motivated about. You create motivation by setting clear, compelling goals and then making progress toward them, step by step. The more progress you make, the more motivated you'll feel. It's a cycle that builds on itself. The action creates the momentum, and the momentum creates the motivation. If you've ever found yourself scrolling through social media, watching motivational videos, or reading success stories, thinking that all you need is a little push, you're not alone. But here's the thing: watching other people get motivated doesn't do anything for your own progress. It doesn't get you closer to your goals. You don't need someone else's energy to drive you. You need to learn how to generate that energy yourself. It's not about waiting for the right moment to start. It's about taking action, even when you're not 100% pumped up. The more you take action, the more you'll want to take action. It's like snowballing. It doesn't take much to get things moving, but once you start, it gains speed, and soon you're unstoppable. But how do you get started when motivation feels so far away? How do you push yourself through the days when you'd rather stay in bed or scroll through your phone instead of putting in the work? It starts with a shift in mindset. You have to stop thinking about motivation as something you need to wait for and start thinking about it as something you create through discipline and action. Motivation doesn't come first. Action does. When you take action, even on the days when you're feeling tired or uninspired, you build trust with yourself. You prove to yourself that you can follow through, and that's where motivation comes from, your ability to do what you said you would, even when it's hard. You've got to understand that motivation is not something you can wait for. It's something you cultivate. You need to start now, even if you don't feel ready. It's not about feeling motivated all the time. It's about doing what needs to be done regardless of how you feel. When you commit to doing the work, regardless of your mood, you start to see results. And those results feed your motivation. That's how the cycle works. It's not about waiting for the perfect conditions. It's about making the conditions work for you. When you show up every day, even when it's tough, that's when the magic happens. It's not about waiting for everything to fall into place. It's about making things happen, one small action at a time. One of the biggest obstacles that people face is the belief that they need to feel motivated in order to take action. They think they need that burst of energy before they can get started. But this is the trap that most people fall into. They wait for the motivation to come, and when it doesn't, they stay stuck. The truth is, you don't need motivation to get started. What you need is discipline. The discipline to show up and do the work, even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is the muscle that will carry you through when motivation fades. And the beautiful part is that discipline is something you can build over time. It's like a muscle. When you exercise it consistently, it grows stronger. And eventually, it becomes second nature. Think about it like this. Motivation is like the fuel in a car, but discipline is the engine that drives it. The fuel is important, but the engine is what gets you to your destination. Discipline is what keeps you moving forward when motivation is nowhere to be found. And the more you build discipline, the less you'll need to rely on motivation. You'll be able to take action, regardless of how you feel. That's the power of discipline. It's the quiet force that keeps you going, even when you'd rather quit. And the best part, discipline is something you can control. You don't need to wait for motivation to hit. You can create your own motivation by building the discipline to take action every single day. When you learn to create your own motivation, you unlock the power to do things you never thought possible. You stop waiting for the perfect moment to start. You stop waiting for motivation to strike. You take action, no matter what. And that's when things start to change. When you show up and do the work every single day, even when you don't feel like it, you begin to build a foundation for success. And once that foundation is in place, success becomes inevitable. It's not about waiting for motivation to strike. It's about creating momentum through consistent action. And the more momentum you build, the more motivated you'll feel. So from now on, stop waiting for motivation to come to you. Stop relying on it to get things done. Instead, focus on creating your own motivation through the power of action. The more you show up, the more you'll want to show up. The more you do, the more motivated you'll feel. It's a cycle that builds on itself, and the best part is that you're in control. The power to create motivation is in your hands. It's in the actions you take today. So get up, get moving, and start creating the motivation you need to achieve your goals. The more you practice it, the more natural it will become, and soon enough, you'll be unstoppable. Chapter 3. Small steps lead to big leaps. Success doesn't happen overnight. It's built, little by little, step by step. The greatest achievements in life come not from massive leaps, but from the smallest, most consistent actions. The key to turning your dreams into reality isn't just about having big goals or grand visions. It's about taking one small step, then another, and then another. That's the secret to lasting success. Small steps lead to big leaps, and every small action you take compounds over time, eventually building something far greater than you could have ever imagined. It's the small, consistent effort that gets results, not a sudden burst of energy that fades away after a week. You're not going to change everything overnight, but if you make progress every single day, even if it's just a little, you'll be amazed at what you can achieve over time. Each small step, no matter how insignificant it may seem at the time, adds up. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of big, bold goals and want to jump straight into massive action. But the reality is that those big goals are reached through a series of smaller steps. The key is to break those big goals down into manageable tasks and take consistent action toward them. Every day that you show up and take action, no matter how small, you're one step closer to your goals. When you're working towards something, whether it's a career goal, personal development, or any other dream, it's easy to get frustrated when you don't see instant results. But here's the truth. The small steps you're taking today are what will lead to the big breakthroughs tomorrow. No one becomes an overnight success. It's a slow, steady process, and it requires persistence, patience, and a willingness to keep moving forward, even when you don't feel like it. The key is to understand that the small actions you take every day are building the foundation for your future success. Think about it. If you're consistently taking small steps, even on the days when it feels like nothing is happening, you're making progress. Progress may be slow, but it's happening, and that momentum builds. Over time, those small steps will add up to something significant. It's like a snowball rolling down a hill. It may start small, but as it gathers momentum, it gets bigger and bigger. Your small efforts are doing the same thing. They're gathering momentum even if you don't see it right away. We've all heard the saying, Rome wasn't built in a day. It's true. It took time, dedication, and the willingness to take consistent action day after day. Success isn't about the big moments, it's about what you do consistently every single day. You're not going to reach your goals all at once, but with every small step, you're laying the groundwork for your future success. And that's powerful. It's the small things that lead to the big things. It's the daily habits, the small victories, and the steady progress that add up to massive results. Sometimes, we're so focused on the end goal that we forget to appreciate the small steps. But those small steps are where the magic happens. It's easy to overlook the value of the little things, but it's those things that make all the difference. When you're focused on the big picture, it's easy to get discouraged when things don't happen as quickly as you'd like. But if you start to appreciate the small steps, the small victories, and the progress you're making every day, you'll stay motivated. You'll see that you are in fact moving closer to your goals one step at a time. The truth is, if you can learn to appreciate the small things, you'll build momentum. And momentum is what propels you forward, even when the road gets tough. It's the small steps, the little victories, that keep you going when you're feeling exhausted or discouraged. It's the belief that every small action counts, even when you don't see immediate results. When you understand that the small steps you're taking today will pay off in the future, it becomes easier to keep going, even when things aren't perfect. Those small steps are leading you to something bigger. They're leading you to the success you're after. It's easy to get overwhelmed by big goals, to feel like they're too far out of reach. But the reality is that those goals are within your reach, as long as you focus on taking one small step at a time. Don't worry about the big picture right now. Focus on what you can do today. Focus on taking the next step, no matter how small it may seem. Every step counts. Every action, no matter how insignificant it may feel, is part of the journey. And every action brings you closer to where you want to be. The truth is, you don't have to do everything all at once. You don't have to have it all figured out right now. All you need to do is take one small step forward, then another, then another. That's how you make progress. That's how you get closer to your goals. It's the small steps that lead to big leaps. If you keep moving forward, even if it's just a little bit every day, you'll be amazed at what you can accomplish. Over time, those small steps will add up, and you'll find yourself achieving things you never thought possible. So the next time you feel like giving up or getting discouraged because progress is slow, remind yourself that every small step counts. Every action you take is building the momentum that will eventually lead to the big breakthroughs. Stay focused on the small steps. Stay consistent, and remember that success isn't about making huge leaps in a single moment. It's about the small, consistent actions that compound over time. Every day that you show up, take action, and make progress, you're one step closer to achieving your goals. It's the small steps that lead to the big leaps, and it's those small steps that will get you where you want to go. Keep going. Keep taking those small steps, and success will follow. Chapter 4. Embrace the grind. Don't run from it. You've got to embrace the grind, not run from it. I don't care what anyone tells you, there's no shortcut to success. It's a simple truth that most people refuse to acknowledge. The grind is where the magic happens, and if you're looking for instant success, or the easiest way to the top, you're in for a rude awakening. Success doesn't hand itself to you on a silver platter, it's earned. And it's earned by showing up every single day, putting in the work, even when no one is watching, and sticking with it long after others have given up. It's about the grind, the relentless pursuit of your goals, even when it gets tough. Let me make it clear, the grind is not glamorous. It's not going to be easy. It's messy. It's frustrating. But if you want to see results, you've got to love it. You've got to get comfortable with the discomfort. You have to be okay with the fact that the path you're walking is not going to be a smooth one. It's going to be filled with obstacles, setbacks, and times when you feel like quitting. But those are the moments that define you. Those are the moments where you either rise up or give in. The grind is where you build your resilience, your mental toughness, your discipline. And when you get through the tough times, you come out stronger, sharper, and closer to your goals. Look, there are no shortcuts. The people who tell you there are shortcuts are the ones who haven't truly experienced the grind. They haven't put in the hours, the sweat, the sacrifices. It's easy to dream big, but dreams don't come true without hard work. People want the success without the sacrifice. But it doesn't work like that. It's the daily grind, day after day, that builds the foundation for success. It's about showing up even when you're tired, when you don't feel like it, when life gets in the way. It's about pushing through the days when you want to quit, when you're tired of hearing no, and when you wonder if it's all worth it. That's when the real work happens. The grind is where you develop your character. It's easy to be motivated when everything is going your way, but true strength shows up when things aren't perfect. When your motivation is low, when life throws curveballs, and when everything feels like it's falling apart, that's when your true character shines through. That's when you prove to yourself and the world that you're willing to keep going, no matter what. The grind forces you to become more than you thought you could be. It challenges you to grow, to dig deeper, and to keep moving forward when you feel like you can't take another step. It forces you to become better, stronger, and more resilient. And here's the thing about the grind. It doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care about the reasons why you can't do something. The grind doesn't stop just because you're tired or because things aren't going your way. You don't get to take a break just because you're feeling sorry for yourself. If you want to reach your goals, you have to show up, no matter how you feel. You have to put in the work every single day. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about making the most of the moment you have right now. Every successful person you admire has gone through the grind. They didn't wake up one day with everything handed to them. They didn't get to the top by taking it easy. They worked, and they worked hard. They put in the hours when everyone else was out partying. They sacrificed short-term comfort for long-term success. They pushed through the obstacles, the failures, the rejections, and the doubt. And they did it because they knew that the grind is what would get them to where they wanted to be. They knew that success wasn't going to come by sitting back and waiting for it. It was going to come through consistent, relentless effort. Now, I'm not saying the grind is easy. It's going to be tough. You're going to want to quit. You're going to feel like it's not worth it, like you're not making any progress. But let me tell you something. Every small step forward, every bit of effort, every minute you spend grinding, it counts. It's adding up. It's building the foundation for your success. You might not see it today, you might not see it tomorrow, but one day you'll look back and realize that all those small steps were the reason you got where you are. It's the grind that shapes you, molds you, and ultimately defines your success. I've seen it over and over again. The people who make it are the ones who refuse to quit. They embrace the grind, no matter how hard it gets. They know that the journey isn't going to be easy, but they're willing to pay the price. They're willing to sacrifice their time, their energy, their comfort, and sometimes even their relationships, because they know that in the end, it will be worth it. Success doesn't come to those who sit back and wait for it. It comes to those who are willing to grind for it. The grind is where you develop your work ethic, your discipline, and your character. It's where you learn to push through the tough times and keep going when everyone else would quit. It's where you find out who you really are. And if you're willing to embrace the grind, if you're willing to keep pushing forward, even when it's hard, you'll find that success is not as far away as it seems. It's right there, waiting for you to claim it. All you have to do is keep grinding, keep showing up, and keep doing the work. The grind doesn't stop. It never stops. And that's the secret to achieving everything you want in life. Success is not about talent. It's about perseverance. It's not about luck. It's about hard work. And if you're willing to embrace the grind, you'll find that success is a natural outcome of your efforts. The grind is your ticket to the life you want. So get out there, get to work, and keep grinding. Because when you embrace the grind, you're one step closer to turning your dreams into reality. The grind is everything. It's the price you pay for success. So don't run from it. Embrace it. It's the key to everything you want in life. Chapter 5. Master the art of daily discipline. The key to success is simple, but the journey to get there is anything but easy. You see, success isn't about luck. And it's certainly not about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about daily discipline, a commitment to showing up every single day and putting in the work. That's how you get where you want to be. Let me tell you something. Consistency is your secret weapon. It's not the big moves that change your life. It's the small, consistent actions that will take you further than you ever thought possible. Daily discipline is about creating habits that drive you forward, even on the days when you don't feel like it, even on the days when the world tells you to stop. It's about committing to do what needs to be done, whether you're motivated or not, whether you feel good or bad, whether the stars align or not. Motivation comes and goes. It's a fleeting feeling, but discipline is something you can count on. It's what keeps you moving when the motivation is long gone, and it's what makes success possible. Without discipline, all the dreams, all the plans, all the good intentions mean nothing. You must build that habit of discipline into your life every day until it becomes second nature. Now, don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying that discipline is easy. It's not. It's hard. It requires you to stay focused, to push through the obstacles, to keep going even when you don't want to. But that's where the real power lies. When you show up consistently, when you do what you said you were going to do, no matter what, you build momentum. And that momentum is a force that can carry you to success. It's the compound effect. Day after day, action after action, it all adds up. And before you know it, you've made significant progress. The small wins start stacking up, and you start to see the results of your effort. But discipline isn't just about showing up. It's about how you show up. It's about putting in your best effort, giving it everything you've got, even when you're tired, even when it feels like you're not making any progress. The key to developing discipline is to set high standards for yourself, to demand excellence, and to never settle for less. You've got to decide that no matter how small the task, you're going to do it well. Whether it's working on your business, your health, or your personal development, you've got to show up with the attitude that today is the day you'll give it your all. That's where discipline shines. That's where the real growth happens. The thing about discipline is that it doesn't just change your results, it changes who you are. It builds your character, your mindset, your entire approach to life. When you practice discipline every day, you develop a sense of pride in your work, a belief in your own abilities, and a confidence that you can achieve whatever you set your mind to. You start to trust yourself because you know you'll do the work. You know you'll stick to the plan. And that trust, that self-belief, becomes the foundation for everything else in your life. You see, when you build discipline in one area of your life, it spills over into other areas as well. You'll find that you're more disciplined in your relationships, in your health, in your finances, and in your mindset. Now, I know that discipline can feel overwhelming at first. It can seem like an impossible mountain to climb, especially when you're just starting out. But here's the truth. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be consistent. It's not about being the best at everything, but about getting a little bit better every day. It's about making incremental progress, no matter how small, and celebrating those wins along the way. Discipline isn't about being rigid or following some strict set of rules. It's about creating a structure in your life that keeps you moving forward. And once you get into that rhythm, once you start to see the results of your efforts, you'll find that discipline becomes easier. It becomes a habit. And eventually you'll look back and realize that the disciplined actions you took every day built a life you couldn't have imagined. The beauty of daily discipline is that it's within your control. You have the power to decide what kind of day you're going to have. You have the power to choose whether you're going to show up or not. And that decision, that daily commitment, is what separates the successful from the unsuccessful. It's not about being motivated every day. It's about committing to the process, no matter how you feel. Because success isn't about waiting for the perfect time. It's about making the most of the time you have right now. And the more disciplined you become, the more you'll realize that success isn't some far-off dream. It's right here, waiting for you to claim it, one disciplined step at a time. Discipline is also about making tough decisions. It's about saying no to distractions and yes to what matters most. It's about turning off the TV when you know you should be working, and it's about pushing through the discomfort when you'd rather just take a break. You'll face challenges, setbacks, and temptations along the way, but your discipline is what will keep you on track. It's the thing that will get you back on your feet when you stumble. It's what will pull you through when things aren't going the way you planned. And in the end, that's what will set you apart from everyone else. Because those who are willing to put in the work, day in and day out, will always outlast those who are just looking for shortcuts. I've seen it time and time again. The people who make it to the top, the ones who reach their goals and surpass their dreams, are the ones who were willing to put in the work. They didn't wait for motivation. They didn't wait for the right moment. They just kept going, day after day, doing the work, putting in the hours, and building the habits that would carry them to success. And the same can be true for you. It's all within your reach, but it requires discipline. It requires showing up, even when you don't feel like it. It requires putting in the effort, even when the results aren't immediate. But if you keep at it, if you make discipline a part of your everyday life, you'll eventually look up and realize that you've built the life you've always dreamed of. And that's what discipline will give you, a life of purpose, fulfillment, and success. The key to all of it is right here. It's in your hands, and it starts with discipline. Chapter 6. The Power of Focused Effort. Success is not a one-time event or a lucky break. It's a result of consistent, focused effort, and there's no greater power you can have in life than the ability to concentrate your energy on what matters most. Imagine it for a second. What if you could keep your mind laser-focused on the goal you want to achieve, without distractions pulling you away? What if you could harness the full power of your energy and direct it toward creating the life you've always dreamed of? That's the power of focused effort. That's where the magic happens. The truth is, focus is the one thing that separates those who succeed from those who struggle. When you focus, you unlock a level of performance and progress that most people never even dream of. It doesn't matter how big the task is or how difficult the challenge may seem. What matters is that you stay locked in, that you keep your eyes on the prize and refuse to let anything pull you off course. Focus is the muscle you need to develop if you want to achieve anything significant in life. You can have all the talent in the world, you can have all the resources, you can have the perfect plan, but if you can't focus, you'll never get anywhere. You'll be like a ship without a rudder, aimlessly floating from one thing to the next, never making any progress. But when you learn to focus, when you learn to pour all your energy into a single task, that's when you start seeing results. Focus is what gets you through the tough days when you don't feel like working, when you don't feel like pushing forward. It's what keeps you going when you face setbacks, disappointments, and challenges. Focus is what helps you finish what you start. It's what keeps you on track even when distractions are all around you, when life throws you curveballs, and when everything seems like it's falling apart. The power of focus is simple but profound. It's about directing your mental and emotional energy toward one thing. It's about deciding what matters most in your life and then giving it your undivided attention. When you focus, you stop scattering your energy on a million different things. You stop jumping from one idea to the next, never giving any of them your full attention. You stop wasting time on things that don't matter, and you start putting your time and energy into the things that do. Focus means knowing what you want, and then going after it with everything you've got. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes practice, and it takes discipline. You've got to learn how to quiet the noise in your mind, how to shut out the distractions, and how to make room for what truly matters. And that's hard, I know. Our world is full of distractions. We're constantly bombarded by notifications, messages, and demands on our time. The world pulls us in 1,000 different directions, and it's easy to get caught up in the chaos. But if you want to achieve anything great, you've got to learn how to block out the noise and stay focused on your goal. Here's the thing. Focus doesn't just mean concentrating for a few minutes and then moving on to the next thing. True focus means creating a routine that centers around what you want to achieve. It's about structuring your life, your day, and your actions in a way that aligns with your goals. It's about making decisions that support your purpose and staying committed to the task at hand. When you focus like this, you begin to build momentum. You start to see the results of your work, and that gives you the motivation to keep going. But you've got to start by deciding to give your best effort. You've got to be intentional about where you put your time and your energy. And that's how you make progress. Think about the successful people you admire. I can promise you one thing about them. They didn't get where they are by juggling 10 things at once. They didn't achieve their goals by splitting their focus between a dozen different ideas. They got there by concentrating on the task at hand, by giving everything they had to what was in front of them. Whether it's Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, or anyone who has achieved greatness, they all have one thing in common: they know how to focus. They know how to prioritize, how to shut out the distractions, and how to concentrate their energy on what matters most. And that's the kind of focus you need if you want to succeed. It's about mastering the art of deep work. It's about getting into a state where nothing can pull you away from what you're doing. When you're in that state, you're unstoppable, you're working with everything you've got, and you're producing at your highest level. But this takes discipline, it takes time, and it takes a willingness to make sacrifices. You can't have it all, and you can't do it all. But when you choose to focus, you get results that far exceed what most people will ever achieve in their lifetime. Focus is the key to overcoming obstacles. It's what helps you keep going when things aren't going the way you expected. It's what pushes you to keep working when you've faced failure after failure. When you stay focused, you don't get caught up in the negativity. You don't dwell on your mistakes or your setbacks. You take those experiences and learn from them, and you keep moving forward. Focus helps you bounce back from failure faster, and it helps you keep your eyes on the bigger picture. It also helps you build confidence. The more you focus and get things done, the more you realize what you're capable of. You start to believe in yourself, and you start to see how much you can actually achieve when you commit to it. Focus allows you to tap into your full potential, and that's where real growth happens. It's where you begin to see the results of your hard work, and it's where you start to believe that anything is possible. But here's the truth: no one is born with the ability to focus perfectly. It's a skill that has to be developed. It's something that takes time and practice. And yes, there will be days when you feel like your focus is slipping, when you feel distracted and overwhelmed. But the key is to keep coming back to it. The key is to keep practicing, to keep pushing yourself to stay locked in no matter what. The more you focus, the better you'll get at it. And the more you practice, the more you'll see your life transform in ways you never thought possible. If you want to take your life to the next level, if you want to achieve greatness, if you want to reach the goals you've set for yourself, then you have to master the art of focus. It's the one thing that will make the difference between those who get ahead and those who fall behind. Focus gives you the clarity you need to take action, to move forward, and to stay committed, even when the going gets tough. When you focus, you unlock the true power of your potential, and that's when the real success begins. So stay focused and watch what happens. Chapter 7. What you do today shapes tomorrow. Every action you take today is a seed you plant for tomorrow. You can't see it now, but in time, the fruits of your labor will ripen, and you'll be able to look back and see how far you've come. But right now, it's about understanding that what you do today matters more than you think. The choices you make, the effort you put in, the decisions you follow through on, they all shape your future. So many of us fall into the trap of thinking that success is just going to magically appear one day, or that everything will fall into place on its own. But that's not how it works. Success is a result of what you do in the here and now. It's not about waiting for the right moment. It's about making today count. Think about it. Everything you want for your future, whether it's success in your career, a better body, improved relationships, or financial freedom, depends on the actions you take today. It's easy to get caught up in the big picture and think that the steps you take now don't matter much. But that's where people get stuck. They wait for the perfect time or the perfect set of circumstances, thinking that tomorrow will be better. The truth is, tomorrow is built on the decisions you make today. So if you want your future to be different, if you want to experience something new, you have to start creating that change right now. What you do today shapes tomorrow. It's not about making huge dramatic changes all at once. It's about the consistent small actions that over time add up to something remarkable. People often overlook the power of small habits, thinking they're not making a big enough difference. But let me tell you, it's those little things you do each day that ultimately create the foundation for your success. It's the way you spend your time. It's the way you show up for yourself and others. It's how you take care of your body, your mind, and your relationships. These are the things that shape your future. Each day is an opportunity to do something that gets you closer to your dreams. And when you keep stacking those days together, you'll see how everything begins to transform. I want you to think about where you want to be a year from now. Not 5 years, not 10 years, just 1 year. If you keep doing what you're doing right now, where will you be? What will your life look like in a year? The truth is, most of us are just drifting through life, hoping that things will change on their own, wishing for a breakthrough, waiting for something or someone to come along and give us that big push. But here's the thing, you don't need anyone to change your life. You can do it yourself. It starts with what you do today. If you want to have a different future, you've got to start acting differently today. You've got to make a commitment to show up, to put in the work, to do the things that most people aren't willing to do. Because here's what I know, what you do today, right now, is the blueprint for your tomorrow. You can't keep thinking that tomorrow will be the day you change. Tomorrow doesn't exist yet. All you have is today. So if you want to build the future you've always dreamed of, you've got to get busy now. And I'm not talking about doing things for the sake of doing them. I'm talking about purposeful, focused action. You've got to know where you're going and why you're going there. But more importantly, you've got to take those small steps that make a difference every single day. It's like putting money in the bank. You don't make a deposit once and expect it to grow. You keep adding to it, little by little, and over time, you see the returns. Success doesn't happen overnight. We've all heard the stories of overnight sensations, but we don't hear about the years of hard work, the endless hours of practice, the sacrifices those people made to get there. What we see is the result of what they did each day to get to that point. It's the same with you. If you want success, you've got to keep going, even when you don't see immediate results. You've got to trust that the work you put in today will pay off in the future. Because every day that you commit to your goals is a day closer to achieving them. Even when it feels like you're not getting anywhere, even when things aren't going the way you thought they would, remember what you do today shapes tomorrow. When you take action today, it's like building a house. Each brick you lay down today might not look like much, but it's part of something much bigger. And one day, when you step back and look at the finished product, you'll be amazed at what you've built. That's how success works. It's not about big leaps. It's about small steps, taken consistently, over time. That's what creates lasting change. That's what builds the future you want to have. The foundation you lay today will determine what your tomorrow looks like. So if you want to be in a different place next year, start by making today count. The best part about this is that you have control. You don't have to wait for some magical moment. You don't have to hope for the perfect opportunity. The opportunity is right here, right now, in the choices you make today. Success doesn't care about your circumstances or your past. It's about what you do with the time you have. You are the architect of your own future. You get to decide what your life looks like. But the only way to create the future you want is to start building it today. So I want you to ask yourself, what can I do today that will move me closer to my goals? What action can I take right now that will make a difference? Don't put it off. Don't wait until tomorrow. Do it today. Make it a priority. Because tomorrow is built on the foundation you lay today. And if you want to see change, if you want to see growth, it's going to take action, consistency, and commitment. Your future starts now. It starts with what you do today. And when you make today count, you'll begin to see the results you've been working for. Keep building, keep taking action, and trust that every step you take today is leading you to the future you want. Chapter 8. Turn failures into fuel. Success is built on the belief that you can always improve, evolve, and become the best version of yourself. Every single action you take, no matter how small it may seem, has the power to lead you down the path of greatness. It's so easy to get caught up in the grind of day-to-day life, to feel like you're not getting anywhere, or that things are taking too long. But let me tell you something powerful. Every step, every move forward, even the tiniest progress, is a step toward the life you desire. It's easy to look at where you are right now and get frustrated by how far you think you have to go, but the truth is, the moment you start putting in the work and making progress, you're already on your way to something incredible. The journey to success is never linear. There are bumps, there are turns, and there are moments when you feel like you've hit a dead end. But it's during those moments, when it feels like everything is falling apart, that the most growth happens. The key is understanding that these are the moments that truly test your character, your will, and your ability to keep moving forward. These are the moments that separate those who succeed from those who give up. And the best part is, it doesn't take some extraordinary person to rise above. It just takes the commitment to keep pushing, to keep believing, and to keep doing what you know is right for your future. This is your story, and the only way to write the next chapter is to keep going. You may not see the results immediately, but every action, every thought, and every habit you develop will pay off in ways you can't even imagine yet. Let's talk about the power of small daily actions. It's easy to think that the big moments are what make a difference in our lives, but the truth is, it's the little things you do every single day that truly matter. Small actions, repeated over time, compound to create massive results. These small actions are what build momentum. When you wake up every day with the intention to be better than you were yesterday, even by just a little bit, you're creating the foundation for something amazing. Think about it like this. If you just made the choice to improve 1% every single day, at the end of a year, you'd be 365% better than you were when you started. That's the magic of small, consistent actions. People often think that huge, overnight transformations are what make a difference, but those transformations are just the result of small, consistent habits that have been nurtured over time. It's easy to get distracted by the noise in the world, the distractions, the pressure to keep up with others, the constant urge to compare yourself to where someone else is in their journey. But let me remind you, success is not about comparing yourself to others. Success is about becoming the best version of yourself, and that requires you to stay focused on your own growth, your own progress, and your own path. The moment you stop measuring your progress against someone else's is the moment you free yourself to truly grow. We all have our unique journeys, our unique set of challenges and opportunities, And it's those individual experiences that shape us and allow us to unlock our full potential. It doesn't matter how long it takes or how difficult the journey may seem. What matters is that you are doing the work, putting in the effort, and believing in the process. Trust that the work you put in now will yield results, even if they aren't immediately obvious. It's so easy to get discouraged when things aren't going according to plan, or when you feel like you're not making enough progress. But the truth is, progress is happening even when you can't see it. Every time you take action, even if it's small, you are moving closer to your goal. The key is to stay consistent, keep showing up, and trust the process. Here's the thing, the more you learn to love the process, the grind, the hustle, the day-to-day effort, the more success will find you. Success isn't just about reaching a destination, it's about enjoying the journey and learning from each step you take. Every setback, every challenge, every failure is a lesson that pushes you forward. If you don't quit, if you continue to push through the tough times, you will reach the breakthrough you're waiting for. But the only way to get there is to embrace the struggle, to appreciate the process, and to keep showing up, even when it feels like nothing is happening. Because I promise you, every small effort is an investment in your future. So many people want to skip over the hard part, the building, the learning, the growing, and just get to the end. But what they don't realize is that the struggle is what prepares them for the success they want. The tough times are the crucible where greatness is forged. So when things get tough, don't be discouraged. Know that it's all part of the process. When you look back at your journey, you'll realize that it was all worth it, because every moment led you to this one, to the person you are becoming. And that person is powerful, unstoppable, and capable of achieving anything. The truth is, there is no magic formula to success. There's no one-size-fits-all approach. The only thing that matters is your willingness to keep going, to keep learning, and to keep growing. The journey may not be easy, but it will be worth it. And when you look back on everything you've accomplished, you'll realize that the real reward wasn't the destination, it was the person you became along the way. Keep taking action, keep believing, and most importantly, keep pushing forward. Your success is built on what you do every single day. And right now, you're building the life you've always dreamed of. You just have to stay committed and trust that every effort you make today will lead you to the success you deserve tomorrow. Chapter 9. Celebrate small wins along the way. When you start each day, remember this: you are in control of what happens next. The world might throw obstacles your way, and you might feel like you're constantly facing challenges that seem insurmountable. But here's the truth: success is built on how you respond to those challenges. It's not about avoiding the tough moments, it's about rising above them. Your future is shaped by what you choose to do when faced with adversity. The power is always within you. Every time life throws a curveball, it's not an excuse to quit. Instead, it's an invitation to dig deeper, to challenge yourself, and to prove that nothing can stop you. Success isn't reserved for those who have it easy. In fact, the most successful people often have the toughest journeys. They don't just accept challenges, they welcome them. They understand that every struggle is an opportunity in disguise. And the difference between those who achieve greatness and those who don't lies in how they approach adversity. When you encounter a setback, it's not the end of the road. It's a sign that you're on the right track. Think about it. Every great person who has ever achieved something remarkable has faced moments of doubt, fear, and struggle. But they didn't let those moments define them. They used them as fuel to drive forward. When you choose to push through when everything seems like it's falling apart, that's when you're truly building resilience. You're proving to yourself that you are stronger than any obstacle life puts in your path. And that resilience will carry you further than you can imagine. It's not the big wins that will define you. It's the small moments of perseverance when you could have easily given up. When you're tired, when you feel like throwing in the towel, that's when your character is truly tested. And that's when the real transformation begins. Let's talk about how your mindset shapes your reality. Your thoughts, your beliefs, and your attitude will determine the outcome of your journey. You see, it's not just about doing the work, it's about believing that the work is worth it. If you constantly tell yourself that success is impossible, or that the challenges you face are too great, then that will be your reality. But if you choose to believe that every challenge is an opportunity to grow, then you will see the world through a completely different lens. Your mindset has the power to create the life you want. And the good news is, you can change your mindset at any time. There's a powerful shift that happens when you stop seeing obstacles as barriers and start seeing them as stepping stones. This shift changes everything. Suddenly, every failure becomes a lesson, every setback becomes an opportunity, and every struggle becomes a chance to strengthen your resolve. Imagine waking up every day with the belief that nothing can stop you. Imagine facing each challenge with the attitude that no matter how tough it gets, you are capable of overcoming it. That mindset will push you to keep going when most people would quit. It will help you bounce back faster after each fall and continue striving toward your goals, even when the going gets tough. One of the most important things you can do on this journey is to stay consistent. It's easy to feel motivated when everything is going well, when you're seeing results and things are falling into place. But the real test comes when things get hard. That's when most people give up. They think success is about big moments of motivation, but the truth is, success is about the small, consistent actions you take every day. It's about doing the work even when you don't feel like it, showing up when you're tired, and pushing through when you're frustrated. Consistency is what separates those who succeed from those who give up. You won't always feel motivated. That's just part of the process. There will be days when you wake up and want to hit snooze instead of getting out of bed to do the work. But it's on those days, when you don't feel like it, that your commitment to your goals is truly tested. It's on those days that you have the opportunity to prove to yourself that you are capable of doing the hard things. And when you do, you're not just moving closer to your goals, you're building an unshakable sense of discipline that will serve you for the rest of your life. Every day is an opportunity to reinforce your commitment to your future. The more you commit to doing the work, no matter how difficult or tiring it may seem, the more progress you'll make. And progress compounds over time. The small efforts you make every day will eventually lead to big results. It's like stacking small bricks, one at a time, until you've built a foundation so strong that nothing can knock it down. That's how success works. It's not a sudden explosion of achievement, it's the result of small, consistent actions taken over time. Think about your goals, think about what you want to achieve, and understand that it's all possible. It might take time, and it might take more effort than you initially expected, but everything you want is within your reach. The question is, are you willing to keep going when things get tough? Are you willing to put in the work every single day, even when it feels like you're not making progress? Because that's when the magic happens. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about making the moment perfect by showing up and doing the work, no matter what. This journey isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's about learning, growing, and becoming better every day. You'll make mistakes, you'll stumble, but as long as you keep getting back up and keep moving forward, you're on the right path. Success is a result of resilience, belief, and consistent effort. It's about showing up every day with a commitment to your goals and understanding that even when the going gets tough, you are building something incredible. So don't give up. Keep moving forward. Keep pushing, keep growing, and keep working on becoming the best version of yourself. Because every step you take is a step closer to the success you've been dreaming about. And I promise you, it's worth it. Chapter 10. The grind never stops. And that's the secret. You are exactly where you need to be. In this very moment, you have the power to take the next step towards the life you've always dreamed of. You're not here by chance. The decisions you make today will determine your success tomorrow. But here's the thing, success isn't just a matter of what you do, it's about who you choose to become in the process. Every single choice you make is a chance to define who you are, to decide what kind of person you're going to be. And if you want to achieve something extraordinary, you have to embrace that power with everything you've got. Life will challenge you. It will test your limits, break you down, and make you question everything you've ever believed about yourself. But here's the truth. Those challenges are the very things that shape you into the person who can handle the greatness you're destined for. You can't reach the highest version of yourself without first going through the fire. The hardest moments, the moments that seem like they'll break you, are the moments that refine you. They teach you lessons that you'll carry with you forever. So stop running from the hard things. Stop fearing the struggles. They are the pathway to your success. Every step you take, no matter how small it may seem in the moment, is building something bigger than you realize. You see, success doesn't happen overnight, and it's never about one big break. It's the result of all those small daily actions. It's about showing up for yourself when no one else is watching, when no one else believes in you, and continuing to take steps even when you're tired, discouraged, or unsure. Each action you take is like laying down a brick in the foundation of your future. And before you know it, that foundation becomes unshakable. The key is to keep moving forward, no matter what. The real difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple: consistency. It's not about being perfect, it's about being persistent. The people who succeed don't quit when things get tough. They don't give up when the road gets rocky. They just keep going. They learn, they grow, and they improve every single day. They understand that success isn't an event, it's a journey. And that journey is full of highs and lows, wins and losses, joy and pain. But if you keep going, if you keep learning, and if you keep pushing forward, the success will come. It's easy to get discouraged when you don't see immediate results. It's easy to think that you're not making progress when the path isn't clear. But the reality is that progress is happening every day, even when you can't see it. Every time you push through a challenge, every time you do the work, even when you don't feel like it, you are building resilience. You are strengthening your character, and you are getting one step closer to your goal. So don't be fooled by the days when it feels like nothing is happening. Trust the process. Trust that the small steps are leading you to something much greater than you can imagine. But here's where many people get it wrong. They think that the challenges they face are roadblocks. They think that the tough times are signs that they're on the wrong path. But those tough times, they're just part of the journey. They're not roadblocks, they're stepping stones. Every obstacle you face is an opportunity for growth. It's an invitation to level up, to become stronger, more capable, and more resilient. And the key to overcoming those obstacles is simple. You need to change the way you look at them. Instead of seeing challenges as problems, see them as opportunities to become the person you're meant to be. Instead of seeing failure as a setback, See it as a lesson. The most successful people in the world didn't get to where they are because they never failed. They got there because they never let failure stop them. They used failure as a stepping stone to success. So when you encounter a challenge, instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask yourself, "What is this teaching me?" That simple shift in perspective will change everything for you. The reality is that you will never reach your full potential by staying in your comfort zone. Growth happens when you step outside of what's familiar, when you push yourself to do things that are uncomfortable, and when you challenge yourself to reach beyond what you think is possible. Every time you push through fear, doubt, or discomfort, you expand your limits. You become a stronger, better version of yourself, and that's when the magic happens. That's when you begin to unlock the potential that's been inside you all along. If you want to achieve something extraordinary, you have to stop making excuses. You have to stop telling yourself that you don't have enough time, that you're not good enough, or that it's too late for you. Those are just stories you're telling yourself, and stories can be rewritten. You have the power to rewrite your story. You have the power to decide that today is the day you stop making excuses and start taking action. Every day is an opportunity to move closer to the life you want. Every day is an opportunity to build the person you need to be to achieve your dreams. The key to reaching your goals is simple. You have to believe that you can. And not just believe in the idea of success, but truly believe in your ability to make it happen. It's not enough to hope for success. You have to be willing to do the work, to stay committed, and to put in the time and effort, even when it's hard. You have to believe that you are capable of achieving greatness, no matter where you start, no matter what your circumstances are. You have to believe in yourself more than anyone else does. Because if you don't believe in yourself, who else will? As you move forward, you'll find that the path isn't always clear. There will be moments when you feel lost, unsure, and overwhelmed. But here's the secret. It's okay not to have all the answers. It's okay to not know exactly how things are going to turn out. What matters is that you keep going. The answers will come as long as you continue moving forward. The more you take action, the more you'll learn, and the more clarity you'll gain. Trust the process, and trust that every step you take is a step toward your success. Success is not a destination, it's a mindset. It's about believing that you can, even when the odds are stacked against you. It's about having the courage to take risks, to face your fears, and to keep going even when it feels like you're not making progress. And when you embrace that mindset, when you make the decision to never give up, that's when your life will begin to change in ways you never thought possible. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Start now. Take that first step.